Hello and welcome, my blue and slimy leaves. Today we react to Gronya, the hardest way to play Dragon Quest XI. I actually was on one of the streams myself, and yeah, Dragon Quest XI can be very hard with the draconian rules, so let's have a watch.
Rage games. I remember a time when I was way too young to have unsupervised internet access. I would watch.
I remember the router making these weird sounds, and when I was logging in at night, so my parents don't notice, I took my pillow and pressed it on it so it muffled the sound enough so that they won't hear. Good times? Bad times? I like having optic fiber now.
Mainly gaming YouTube, and a popular genre at the time was rage games. These games would consist of either games that were just notoriously hard to beat, or games that were made with the purpose of inducing rage in the player by being unfair. Games like
Wait, Markiplier being raging about a game? I have never seen that.
Fair Mario, Cat Mario, and the Impossible Quiz come to mind. In the later 2010s, we got games like Getting Over It, and of course, the Dark Souls series.
Ragazzo. 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 Ragazzo.
But in 2020, Square Enix released a definitive edition of Dragon Quest XI. This version of the game added a lot of new features, such as skippable cutscenes, more story, and difficulty parameters. These parameters were called Draconian Quest. You can enable these parameters when you're starting a new game, and you can even disable them at a save point for.
Is that... Are those ties on that lamp? That is actually not that dumb. That's a good way to diffuse the light.
Fee mid-game. But for most Dragon Quest players, a lot of them don't put any of these on. The base game's difficulty is pretty balanced, and it's widely considered a masochistic thing to do full Draconian. But hey, I'm Gronya, and I like Dragon Quest and a challenge. So recently I started streaming on Twitch. You can catch me over there.
Yeah, go follow her. Also, leave a like and subscribe. Over her, link in the description to the original video, and to me as well.
And I decided my first streaming game should be Dragon Quest XI Full Draconian. But anyway, I said feck it, loaded up my game, put all the parameters in check, and I began my journey. It is time to suffer. First things first.
Okay. For people, maybe she explains that too, but yeah. There is no shopping. You cannot buy anything. No armor, thus you can only equip weapons. Reduced experience from easy fights, so if you're overleveled, you get punished for that. Which is a thing that some games do naturally, of course. All enemies are super strong. I don't know the exact things of what that means, but it does not sound nice. The Shy Pox and Super Shy Pox, they basically make it so that sometimes you just don't act in battle. Instead, your character starts dancing, which can so extremely mess you up if you're having a bad run, and then get that on top of it. Oh boy. I don't know what Townsfolk Talk Tribe is, to be honest. And party wiped out if protagonist perished. So if 11, or whatever you called him, I called him 11, dies, it's game over. No matter who stands. It's kind of like the Persona games.
Was Cobblestone Tour. This section was very easy as Gemma is there to heal you and stop you from dying, as it is the tutorial area. I learned later people usually use this area to grind when doing Draconian Quest. I did not do that. Oops. So that was my first mistake right off the bat. You'll find on my streams that I am so...
But quite honestly, if you take on that challenge, is it the right way to grind there? I think that's why in Pokemon challenges those rules of a level cap exist, because if you could just grind away anyway, why even do the challenge, right? There are exceptions. If you're doing a one Pokemon only run, like my Drybread does a lot of, Yeah, of course, if you cannot win an encounter with a gym leader or something with this just one Pokemon, you cannot use any other Pokemon, then you will not be able to progress and then it fails. So I think over leveling in that case is okay. Especially as sometimes even a level 100 makes the Elite 4 and the champ really hard still. So yeah, there are exceptions to this, but for a Dragon Quest run like this, I think grinding too much is not a good idea.
Very wise, and I am consistently bestowing my fountain of knowledge onto my viewers. And I'm sweating my titties off. I am a beacon of philosophy. Okay, real talk. I wish that tramp stamps weren't so, like, looked down upon, because they're cool. They are. The star.
Huh? What? Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. The 90s just called. They say they want the tramp stamps back. Honestly, what can you do except looking down on tramp stamps? I mean, they are positioned quite a way down, so you gotta look down on them to see them, right?
Spell out Grania is smart.
Oh, by the way, I should mention this. Tramp stamps, in Germany, we call them ass antlers, and I like that so much more.
Guys, I keep thinking of that video. Have you guys seen the video of the dog? The kid is wishing on a shooting star, and then the dog starts like freaking out, covered in lightning. I can't describe it. Next up was.
Why did you need to censor that? What cruelty happened to that? Have you noticed that dog backwards is God? Just saying.
Jontron's camp near Heliodor. Oh, here's Jontron. And that was my plan for the first grinding spot. Another bad
I
idea.
see it.
But I'm going to pause right here for a moment to walk you beautiful viewers through the actual parameters of Full Draconian Quest, which I've not spoken about yet. And these parameters consisted of the following: Shypox. This meant that every couple of turns, one of your party members would get too shy to act, essentially forfeiting their turn in a battle. This can be really frustrating. If this happens to a healer at a dire moment in a battle, it's game over. Super Shypox. It's the same, but worse. Yikes. No shopping.
Do those two things stack though? Or.
No cash, no credit, not even a face card. You cannot buy anything, you rely solely on weapons and items that you craft or find. No armor. You can't equip any armor or any defense item at all. No shields, no charms, nothing. You rely solely on.
Hey, at least you save some money on. Oh, wait, you cannot buy anything either. You don't even save money with that. Oh boy.
Your body beef. I'm so
Ragazzo.
Townfolk talk.
Basically, become that bully type character. You know, the ones with the masks. They were called bullies in Dragon Quest VII, the PS1 release. I'm not sure how these type of NPCs are called nowadays. Maybe not bullies anymore.
Tripe. This one doesn't really mean anything. Sometimes townfolk lie to you, and it's funny, I guess. Enemies are super tough. All enemies get a strength boost. XP caps. Weaker enemies may give you less or even no XP after you reach a certain level. This means you might have to take on some bosses at a level cap and make do. Party wiped out if protagonist perishes. Like the Persona games, if the hero dies, it's game over. We all up to speed now? Good. Let's continue. I think I got my first 5 deaths just trying to get a small bit of XP in this area.
Can you take out the... I'm not even sure. Did Dragon Quest XI allow that you don't put the protagonist in your party? Because then, that could just help. Honestly, you probably want to take the most defensive characters into your party and a healer on top of that. I think that's the best way to go about that. And that would absolutely be not my party. I had the protagonist, I had Eric, I had is Selena her name in the English one as well? And I had Jade. Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna be hard, isn't it?
I mean, getting poked by a cucumber should be a nice thing, right?
Number 3. Let's go. Use. Oh no.
I just gotta say, I love this mic, and I really wanted to steal that idea, though my new setup has my mic like here. I'm touching it right now. Oh, you can hear that. I hope this is annoying. And you wouldn't see it anyway, so, well. Yeah.
No, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. I wasn't paying attention. Thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate ya. Oh, I died. I decided from here, since the boss was not for...
This is just a thing that happens in video games. Your sudden realization, oh, I died. It's like, if just playing Mario, the amount of times I said, and then I died to my parents, and they probably were like, what happened? I mean, my mother knew about video games. She played them herself, and she knew about that vocabulary, of course, as well, but it's always so strange. Out of context, you just die a lot in life. Somehow, I guess you're a zombie.
For another good while, I should just progress the story and find a better place to grind later. Oh, he was doing a little Irish dance there. Oh, go on, boy. So I went to Heliodor, and of course, we got to be thrown in prison by Daddy Hendrik. What was I doing again? I
think someone likes Hendrik here. I mean, pretty dandy.
Thrown into prison where the hero meets Sonic, Eric, and I navigated through their escape sequence. Hey girl, are you frying chicken in there? You pee so loud. What? What do you mean? You don't like work meetings? They're the best. It's almost as good as having extra XP on a Wednesday. Why did they do that? This is like one of the only times you see a dragon in this game. I like how they added these chase scene.
Yeah, that is a thing I am still, like, confused about. Yeah, I remember at one point before the release, they said that as it is Dragon Quest 11 will focus more on dragons. Dragons play a huge role and stuff like that. The logo even has a dragon in the back. Dragons don't mean shit in this game. Like, okay, you have this encounter here, of course, but there's no, like, godly dragon you meet like you did in 9, for example. Or dragons were just enemies. There was nothing special here. So weird.
And stealth things in, like, the intro of the game, but they never make a comeback in the rest of the game. There are a lot of places where chase scenes would have been great. When you're running from an enemy. Square Enix, hire me. I'm available. Are you saying Dragon Quest 11 need more Crash Bandicoot segments? Crash Bandicoot sex? Yeah, I am saying that. I got to the church outside Heliodor. I felt safer to grind now, as I had 2 party members. This challenge was shaping up to be very difficult indeed, and I was beginning to wonder if I had bitten off more than I could chew. Oh, and I'm dead. Just kill me. I'll take it. I'm having a chip. Oh my god. Fuck. It was around here
Though, you gotta say, in Dragon Quest, if you die, it's not game over. You just lose half of your money. As you cannot buy stuff anyway, dying, and that's the upside here, a very low upside, but still an upside, is that the money you lose doesn't matter. If you die, okay. It's okay. It's fine. You lose progress through a dungeon, but not through the game, and you don't lose the money you need to buy equipment, as you cannot buy equipment anyway. So, hey, it's kinda a win.
I encountered my first major roadblock. You see, in this part of the game, you have to go back to Heliodor through downtown Heliodor in order to avoid getting arrested again. The typical way to do this is to bring holy water and buzzberries to a little girl outside the gate, so she'd let you borrow her dog and distract the guard. But you can only buy holy water at this point in the game, or maybe it was in a wardrobe or a pot somewhere and I missed it. But funnily enough, while I was just wandering around downtown Heliodor and getting mugged for taking a nap on the side of the street, my bread! I got robbed? I ended up finding a man who was digging a private tunnel through the wall to Heliodor. If you bring him the item he's looking for, he'll let you use his tunnel. So that's what I did, and I got through to the next area. I quickly blasted through the next...
I did not know about that. Is that something specifically in here for the Draconian rules, maybe?
story parts, then moved on to the Mangle Grove. You can finally begin crafting from this area, and so I crafted 2 good weapons for Eric and the hero and began grinding again. Grinding in this area turned out to be fine, and I had learned at this stage to heal as often as I could and save very often to not lose any progress. My nerves rose as it was time to take on the first Draconian boss. I adapted the method of using hero to heal almost every turn, while Eric takes on the attacks. I was certain I'd die a significant number of times regardless, but somehow I ended up beating him on my second try. Come on. Yes!
Good job.
Yes! With that celebration out of the way, I ended my first stream at Draconian Quest after playing the game for almost 5 hours just to get to that stage. That's it for part 1. Let me know what you think. If you played Draconian Quest, let me know what you thought of it down below. But for now, my name is Grania, and I like Dragon Quest.
Yeah, do that. Subscribe to her. Do all the stuff. You know what to do. I am looking forward to part 2. Not sure if I will react to it. We'll see about that, but it was a fun video. I really like that. So, yeah, give her a like, give her a sub, and give her a comment as well. And, yeah, I like Dragon Quest 2, and I really love that outro animation there. So, see you next time. Bye. Also, check out the video here, or here, or wherever it is on screen.